Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Earlier this week, the Ekiti state government said it was not taking anything to chance in 2021 and promised to address the growing insecurity in the state, particularly kidnapping. It therefore voted 1.4 billion naira for the state security network, codenamed Amotekun Core, in its 2021 budget. A sum of 550 million naira has also been budgeted for the procurement of drones. Only recently, President Muhammadu Buhari was reported to have said that only God can effectively secure Nigeria's 1,400-kilometer border with the Niger Republic. That paints a picture, perhaps, of frustration when it is considered that a great deal of Nigeria's borders are practically unmanned. Joining us now for a chat around this subject is Ademola Lawal, CEO of Propel Aerial Services. Mr. Lawal is a drone pilot certified in South Africa and endorsed by both South Africa and Nigeria's civil aviation authorities. Ademola Lawal, thank you for joining us on the morning show. You are welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. Well, quickly, the broad question is not just about drones, but how we can scale up technology to secure our borders, to strengthen security in various parts of Nigeria. What's your assessment of the level of investment in technology in terms of the security challenges in Nigeria, and what else do you think we really need to do?
Thank you very much for having me this morning. I just want to quickly say that, well, as a company, I can talk about what we are doing. What we're doing is we're making sure that we can completely capture the ecosystem of the drone life cycle by making sure that we have trained pilots who are able to carry out long-range operations over a large area. You see, with the drone technology, with the advent of the technology, we've been able to realize that, the long-range capacity of drones is where you really need to be. There are short-range drones that people use, like for videos and, which is even a good thing. They use them for weddings. You see them around, people using them to take pictures and stuff. But this they can gather information in little pockets, right? So the technology itself is growing, is developing. People are beginning to understand it. People are beginning to use it, from an everyday perspective. But where the government is, where we need to get to, is the ability to be able to launch long-range drones within the country, within our borders itself, to be able to secure our own borders and make sure that we're able to protect our areas. You see, our company, we manufacture drones locally. We're in a partnership with Daikon in Kaduna. It's an arm of the armed forces that manufactures hardware for the military locally. So we entered into a partnership with them to try and see how we could secure local manufacturing partnership that will now then directly transmit straight into the armed forces and become equipment that our own armed forces can use. Also, we ourselves we've gone into partnerships with a local arm of the Nigerian Air Force that is able to operate drones. They are called Nigerian Air Force Investment Limited. They're licensed by the Office of the Nigerian Security Advisor to carry out, and also recognized by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to carry out drone operations in Nigeria. So what we've done is we've partnered with them so that we have the capacity, the backing of this civilian arm of the Air Force that can carry out drone operations, right? And then we go forward, carry our capacity, our trained pilots, and our heavy-duty equipment, such that we can then support the efforts of state, whether it be state government, whether it be the efforts of the federal government in securing these borders. So our drones will do almost 1,000 kilometers, will do 1,000 kilometers maybe in an hour or two. So if you're talking about the length of the borders being about 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers, right, these drones are able to fly long range and are able to deliver results, right? They can fly in the daytime, they can fly at night, so they will give you any type of information that you require, right? Usually, we deploy these drones in really heavy-duty challenged areas where we know that we're able to impact and then deliver the results that people are really looking for.
Ademola, you spoke about training, which is a very important aspect of getting this element going very smoothly. Could you speak a little bit more about that? And I want to speak comparatively about, we've seen Denel Dynamics in South Africa do this very well when it comes to unmanned aerial vehicles. How close are we to being able to have that kind of manpower and skill? And you could please speak to your manpower with your company as well.
Well, we currently have developed 2 models of drones as we speak. We have our long-range drone will do 1,000 kilometers, like I earlier said, in about an hour 30 minutes, depending on wind resistance. And we also have our inspection drones. You see, drones are basically like you can have the surveillance aspect of it, where the drone actually flies and surveys an area, or you can have it doing a particular type of inspection. So sometimes you can have them doing something like, say, maybe power line inspection. And where we are trying to go as a company is to be able to create an ecosystem where somewhere like, say, for instance, the Transmission Company of Nigeria has trained inspectors who can inspect power lines. We can have somewhere like maybe the Ministry of, we can have people like the prisons that have drones that are manufactured locally for them to help, curb issues of prison break. We can train people like the civil defense, and then we can manufacture locally based on their need. We as a company have developed 2 models. We are going to be launching these models sometime in the end of March, COVID bearing. We've been testing this equipment. We have over 9 hours of about 90 hours of tests on our equipment so far, and we will be bringing it to the market shortly.
So I want to talk about the security situation in Nigeria. What are the ways, we can tackle this in Nigeria generally? You've talked about drones extensively. Apart from drones, what about other intelligence methods at which we can tackle this, specifically Nigeria, not about drones now?
Okay, well, to be honest, in Nigeria, what I can say is this. The advent of drones is a blessing because, you see, when you don't have roads and you don't have a road network, right, the only way you can rise above that is to actually use drones. So having drones actually eliminates the need for having, you hear the police complaining about lack of patrol vehicles, you hear the police complaining and other forces complaining about them not being able to reach certain areas. With drones, you are able to immediately go above these areas, collect the information that you need, right? And then you can rinse and repeat that process over and over again. Like with drones, I can tell you for a fact, right? If any state was to deploy our services, right, I can assure you that we can definitely curb out kidnapping, I would say, within 3 months. Because you can completely cover an area.
All of a sudden with drones, within 3 months, you combat kidnapping and you curb it out?
I can
That's
definitely
amazing.
tell you that. If
3 months?
Yes, we are speaking to certain state governments as we speak. We are in critical conversations with certain state governments. And I can tell you for a fact that with drones, there will be no dark areas in any state. It means that there is no hiding place. It means that our drones can fly over any area, whether it be covered areas, whether it be, populated areas. These drones can gather the information that you require, right? The drones are machines. So what they need is they need fuel, or sometimes they need battery. As long as they've got what they need to fly, they will continue to fly. So, and our pilots are trained, and then we rotate them just like an airline will rotate their pilots. We rotate them to make sure that nobody is fatigued. So we can continually go over areas, and we can definitely attest to it. If the conversations we're having now, we're backing and we're guaranteeing that within 3 months, we will rid the state of crime. And once we do that, it also improves the economic activities within that state, because it means that businesses can thrive, investors can come into the state. We can directly then provide security for the investors that are investing in the state. The GDP of the state goes up.
Well, Ademola, what your company can do with drones is quite impressive. But drones just offer some kind of utilitarian value. Eyes in the sky. You get information. But what are the likely challenges? Because it's what you do with that eye in the sky that is more important. What are the challenges that you see in terms of the synergy, particularly with the security agencies that have the primary responsibility to use the information that is so provided and then translate it into action concretely?
Well, I will tell you that the Office of the National Security Advisor has been extremely proactive since this technology came into Nigeria. They regulate and license all of the companies that operate in this space. We have partnered with one of them, the Nigerian Air Force Investment Limited, which is a foremost company in this area. And what we've done is, what happens is that once you gather this information, right, once you notice critical information, it might be during surveys, it might be during mapping, right, we have regular meetings where we share information that we receive. So we might be operating in an area, right, and notice information that we need to deal with. Okay, we can quickly pass this on. There is an easy channel between every licensed operator and the security agencies where you can quickly pass this information on and they will react to it. You understand? All you have to do is to give them the information. They do react, and I will tell you that for a fact.
So let's talk about capacity, and in terms of, let's just probably even look at Lagos as an example. How many of these drones do we need to have some sort of effective surveillance system? And then a little broader, and of course talking about the country in itself.
Yeah, well, I would say if you were talking, let me take the first question, which is Lagos State. Lagos State, for instance, you would need, you see, because Lagos State is a very busy airspace, okay? So you have aircrafts coming in and out of Lagos State. So what you want to do is to sort of segment the states into different sections and grids, where you have somewhere like Ikorodu, you have Ikeja, you have Lekki, you have VI, you have all these areas, you have Ekpe, you understand? So you can create little hubs, right, where you operate out of. You can have your long-range equipment doing the main work, when then you can have all these little smaller hubs doing the work. Now, if you infuse this on a broader scale, and then you were to integrate this operation with the police, the national, the office of the NCDC or NSCDC, right? You can basically now create a system where you almost have drones operating in every part of the country. So you are able to effectively collect information, centralize this information, and then now push it out in a way where you are able to respond, on a national scale.
Well, Ademola Lawal, we can only thank you very much and wish you all the best. And we hope that the relevant authorities and agencies would invest more in technology as a way of making our environment more secure. Thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Thank you very much for having me.